What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for yet another Tottenham update, talking all things Spurs transfers. If you don't know by now, check out our website, WeAreTottenhamTV.com, for your latest articles, and also on Apple Music and Spotify for your podcasting platforms as well, where we are uploading daily content. But let's start off talking about a player called Bilal El Canus. Football Cran, a Belgian publication, say that Tottenham are among the clubs planning to make a move for Genk wonder kid Bilal El Canus this summer. Spurs are currently in exploratory talks to sign the 19-year-old, making a weekly appearance in the stands to keep a close eye on the player. He is an interesting player. Obviously, he plays midfield, number 10 role, very creative player. Has already had 12 caps for his national team in Morocco. He's kind of played between the Belgian and the Moroccan youth setups as well. But it's one that doesn't really make sense because we're kind of like stacked in those positions.
Well, the number 10 position, as we said, we might need to recruit in that position come the summer, with Lo Celso potentially leaving. We're looking at the next generation of players in that position, and we're looking at players of that age group. Obviously, Bergval's coming in next season. So I don't know if it's I don't know much about him. Obviously, I know we've been looking at the Belgian market. We're looking at Nusa quite heavily, but that looks like a deal that's not going to be done. But maybe he's one where we're looking at him and thinking he could be a versatile player and he could help us. Yeah,
he does look like a very talented player, and it would be one that excites me. But when you've got the likes of like the Jamie Donnellys, you've got Alfie Devine, you've got Bergval, like you say, coming in next season, it does feel like of that kind of calibre in the squad, of the up-and-coming generation in those kind of positions, it does seem like we're kind of stacked there.
Yeah, and you have to strike a balance between giving your youth players a chance and also bringing new talent that you think could be the future in the next 10 years. And it's a difficult one.
It's also worth noting that RB Leipzig are heavily linked with El Canus as well, and their track record of buying these kind of players and nurturing them into stars is pretty good, isn't it?
Very good.
So, and talking about RB Leipzig and the way they nurture players, let's talk about Dani Olmo, as Christian Falk says that Tottenham have their eye on RB Leipzig forward Dani Olmo. Now, this one would be an absolute amazing signing for me. He can play on either flank, he can play in the number 10, he's so versatile, such high quality. But the only thing that worries me about Dani Olmo is the injuries.
Yeah, he does have injury problems, but in terms of what we were saying after the Newcastle game, and a player whose ability to link the play in the final third and kind of have interchanges, play little 1-2s, be creative, he's right up there with some of the best, I think, with his ability to do that. He's a phenomenal player, would really help us in the Champions League as well, with that experience he has in the Champions League, obviously being a regular for Spain as well. I'm a big fan of Dani Olmo, and I think for the price we're talking about, potentially 52 million is his release clause. I think it makes a lot of sense, but as you say, we do have players, a lot of those players in that position.
But at least he's one that can actually play on the wings. Can he go much on the outside?
I don't really see him playing on the right too much.
I'm looking at his... since joining RB Leipzig, in 2021 he played 32 games, but apart from that, he's struggled to hit 20 games in a season. That is a massive concern.
And we know with Spurs, we're always signing injury-prone players, aren't we? So
yeah, and exactly the argument that I had with you a few months ago about Pedro Neto. As much as he's a top quality player, with the amount of injuries that he does get, is it worth spending that kind of money on these kind of players?
Depends. There's a lot of players have injury records. It's difficult to find. It's difficult to find players like Bukayo Saka who fit all the time. So sometimes you just got to take a risk.
Yeah, there's a difference between being fit all the time and then not being able to hit over 20 games in a season.
There's but you have to see what is it. All injuries? Maybe he was dropped. You have to drill into those numbers.
Let's talk about Tosin Adarabioyo. Ali Gold says that Tottenham are expected to step up their firm interest in Fulham's Tosin ahead of the potential move and in the end of his contract in June, and Tosin is understood to be open to joining Tottenham Hotspur this summer.
You hear that shark music, the Jaws music coming out. Daniel Levy is smelling it. He's smelling a free transfer. As we said, I think Tosin's a good player. I do think we can get better if we pay a bit more. We can probably get better from Tosin, but for the kind of player he is, for the position he would fill, I mean, it does kind of seem like a no-brainer. But as well, I would prefer a left footer to cover that left-hand side.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the only reason we go for this transfer is because it's a free transfer. If we had to spend any sort of money on him, you would go for one that more suits the system. So for me, it makes no sense. You may as well just go for the one that suits the system.
Well, if you can get by with him, then it does make sense. If Ange thinks I could do a job with him, he can fill in on that left hand side, or between him and Dragoshin, they could take turns filling in on that left hand side, and we can get by with it. And it's a free transfer, and you can save yourselves 40 million and go spend it somewhere else. But if it really hinders us, then it's going to backfire.
Yeah, I mean, look, enough of these square pegs in round holes. We need to buy players specifically ready for these kind of positions. And I don't know what he's like on the left-hand side. I prefer a left footer there. That doesn't say a right footer can't play on the left side, but I just don't know if he's ever played on the left side or if he's any good on the left side.
Van Dijk plays on the left for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ledley King used to play on the left.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Ledley King was equally as good with the right foot and the left foot, though. I mean, it's a bit different. I don't know what Tosin's like with his left foot.
Yeah, but he might be good.
Might be. That's what I'm saying. It's a might. We need ifs, buts, and we don't deal with if, buts, and maybes. We want certainties. And let's finish talking about Ashley Phillips. Alan Nixon says Sheffield United are keen to complete the signing of Tottenham Hotspur central defender Ashley Phillips on a season-long loan ahead of next season. Spurs defender has impressed at Plymouth this season while on loan. And I think it'll be a fairly positive loan move for him. Sheffield United probably assume they'll be fighting at the top of the Championship next season. However, maybe I would like to see him play maybe Premier League football next season if he's ready.
I would love that. Obviously, I do think Sheffield United would help him toughen up a bit, help him be a better defender. But they do play, again, a back-three system, which is obviously something that Tottenham don't really play. They don't really play this kind of football that maybe Spurs play. So will he be ready with his ability to play out of the back and that kind of stuff playing for Sheffield United? Would that ready him for Tottenham? I know I've got my question marks, but I think the more football, the better. So if Sheffield United is the best option, I'm not against it.
Yeah, agreed. But that is all we have for you today. Nice short update for you guys. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always,
come on you Spurs.